What's up, fellas? I want to go over Ilia Topuria's next fight. I haven't heard anyone talk about this matchup yet, and I really think it's coming to fruition slowly but surely. And it reminds me a lot of how John Jones was going to be booked against Alex Pereira. A lot of people don't know that, but because Alex Pereira lost his last fight, we got John Jones commenting, "Oh, I'm disappointed. I wanted to fight you next," and he was going to avoid fighting Tom Aspinall actually. And I think we were going to see that with Ilia Topuria soon, in a very similar situation. That situation being that Islam is refusing to sign the contract to fight against Ilia. He thinks Ilia has to prove himself against someone before they fight. And I totally understand that concept. So I believe that UFC is gearing for a small super fight before they do the Ilia versus Islam super fight. In regards to what Islam's going to do next, they're probably going to book Justin Gaethje versus Islam, which is an unfortunate matchup, but at least it's a residential 155er instead of a glorified 145er moving up, like Ilia or like Volkanovski. He wants to prove himself against a normal lightweight. And he could do that against Justin Gaethje, a guy that Khabib already beat. So it'd be a fun, interesting matchup, but I think we all know how it would go. It would go to the ground, and Islam is probably going to win. And that's what the UFC is gearing towards. And they're also gearing towards Paddy Pimblett to beat Michael Chandler. If Paddy Pimblett beats Michael Chandler, it sets up a perfect time date for Ilia Topuria to fight Paddy Pimblett. Probably International Fight Week. It gives Ilia the time off that he needs. He can implement that new fight nickname, as in La Leyenda, and then kind of push a large campaign to make this little super fight so they can eventually make Makhachev and Ilia Topuria. Another reason I see for this matchup of Paddy Pimblett and Ilia Topuria is they already have a backstory. And for some reason, after we haven't heard anything from them on media, they seemingly hate each other. At the most recent fight, you could see them dapping each other up at one of the press conferences, which is really weird. You're like, what happened there? They haven't talked since. I wonder why the beef's just over. And the reason you see these guys being friendly to each other now is because I think the UFC is in talks for, if Paddy Pimblett beats Michael Chandler, they make Ilia versus Paddy Pimblett. It pushes Paddy Pimblett's name if he wins, and it pushes Ilia's name if he wins. They both get way more attention, and it builds for the Islam fight. And I think this is just a perfect opportunity for the UFC to do some crazy good publicity, intertwine some backstories, and actually build up either Paddy Pimblett's resume to do a title shot, who they've been pushing for a very long time, or Ilia Topuria, who wants to move up and prove himself at 155. I mean, it's a win-win situation, and I feel like it'd be such a fun matchup. I mean, seeing a really extremely good grappler in Paddy Pimblett, who's a little bit heavier than someone like Bryce Mitchell, who actually controlled Ilia Topuria in their first fight in the first round. I mean, hot topic button, Bryce Mitchell's actually a good fighter. Whoa, don't sue me. But regardless, I think this build-up's perfect, and it makes up for a perfect matchup between Ilia Topuria and Paddy Pimblett to be the precursor for either one of them to fight a Islam Makhachev and have a fan base behind them that actually believes in their abilities to fight Islam Makhachev. If you think this take is wild or out of pocket, let me know in the comments. But I feel like this is a perfect matchup that the UFC can make and is trying to make behind the scenes. Time will tell on this one. We'll see if it actually gets made, but if Paddy Pimblett loses, it'll be a similar situation to the Alex Pereira fight, where if Alex Pereira lost, he wasn't going to fight John Jones, and vice versa. So let me know what you think in the comments, and y'all have a great day.